Well, hello, welcome to your week. Welcome to your weekly energies. This is going to be your reading for the week of the 7th through the 13th of July. I welcome you all to Fearless Light Guidance. My name is Patricia Arraraz, and this is the reading where we go into the astrology and we go into the messages from Spirit through the cards and Oracle. But this week, we begin the week today with Uranus, the planet of revolution, moving from the sign of Taurus, which it's been there since 2018, now moving to the sign of Gemini. And this will bring literally a revolution to the mind, to education, to the way that we communicate. And it will bring about new literature and just different ways of learning and communicating as well. It will bring changes to this sign, and also Sagittarius will be very directly influence in their house of relationships. And also today we have Venus creating a trine with Pluto in Aquarius, and this brings deep conversations, and also it's going to allow for transformation in relationships. Remember that Pluto is in retrograde, so the things that we say and do now are kind of like under review, and this will actually all materialize when it comes to relationships and finances in a few months when Pluto stations direct. Now, also this week, very important, we have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn, and this is the time when we reap the rewards from that which we intentioned and envisioned back in December of 2024. And now it's a time to release. It's a time that really encourages us to let go. And we are looking at a lot of that in the themes. Also very important, on Sunday, the 13th, we have Saturn in Aries moving into its retrograde. We had Neptune last week on the 4th of July, and now Saturn is going to join, and shortly on the 18th, Mercury will join as well. So July is a month of really realigning and reviewing, revising, and all the re's. It's really about resting and, really doing a review of all things, because we have different planets and this is going to influence different areas of our lives. So let's go into the themes for the week. We have the throat chakra. Not surprised at all that we have this card, because like I said, Uranus is bringing this complete change. We are going to have it in Gemini until September, and then it will go back into Taurus briefly, and then it will station in Gemini for the next until 2032. And big reminder, these are energies that we have not experienced yet being alive. This is something that hasn't occurred since 84 years ago. Okay, so it's very significant. We're all going to feel it, and it's a really good time, if you are interested in knowing more, to contact me, and I will check your natal chart and see where these transits are influencing your life and where you're going to have these big revolutions and changes in your life. Now, communication, creative expression, that purification of how we feel, of our emotions through communicating. Okay. through the expression. I definitely went into this reading feeling a lot of different emotions that I feel like they've been, kind of like stuffed down or not necessarily looked at or processed. And this now needs to come out, or simply we are being encouraged to express ourselves, to use our creativity. We are meant to be creators. We are creators. And this is definitely encouraging flowing through changes in our lives through our creativity and through the way that we express ourselves. Okay. And also that allowing ourselves to release and vent what we are feeling by being able to express it and knowing that it's okay to be vulnerable. Okay, something needs to change through the way that we communicate. Okay. Now we also have this adrenaline boost, and this is a card encouraging us to move our bodies this week. We have that full moon in Capricorn. Everybody gets very sensitive. Our emotions are hyped up. The intuition is high as well. But also we start feeling like we could be retaining water. We feel tired. So this is wanting us to hydrate, to exercise, and to stretch. You don't have to do anything so strenuous, but it's really calling for us to take care of our bodies in some way so that we can, in turn, just move the energy and allow it to flow through our bodies. It could be that it's suggesting that there's something there that it's stagnant. Okay. Now we have the card of Father Jesus. And when this card shows up, it's a call to unconditional love and faith. Okay. We have very hard situations happening across the country, in the world at large. And as a collective, we need to come together in faith. What's happening in Texas right now is just heart-wrenching. You see those parents that send their kids off to summer camp and this horrific thing is happening, and it's, what do you do? How do you pick up the pieces? So many people have been reported missing. So it's so important for us to come together in faith and send those families love and have them be a part of our prayer and our meditation, and really envision ourselves sending love and safety to these people that feel completely uprooted right now. Now, this is talking about also the fact that ascended masters are near. So whenever we go into prayer, meditation, stillness, we have it's almost like giving us the opportunity to connect to this very enlightened beings that have already crossed over. Okay, so there is a lot of wisdom that can come through for us as well if we choose to connect and do that inner work. Now we have the card of life changes, new chapters, and a call for freedom, a call to release those things that are no longer serving us and supporting us. And I feel like, going through the uncomfortable situations that bring a sense of uncertainty are almost like stretching us and preparing us for the receiving of blessings. Okay. The not being able to see right now the blessings that are there waiting for us, but there is also a restlessness. And with this transit of Uranus and Gemini, you will feel that need for change. You are going to be wanting to do things differently, communicate differently, we're thinking differently, we're gaining new perspectives, and it's almost like you want this restart, this reboot. Okay, so I definitely feel that sense of restlessness here. Now, as if getting Father Jesus wasn't enough, Father Jesus card is such a reminder of true love. We get Archangel Michael, which is also a God sent angel that shows this divine love, but also protection. Okay. And also, he's coming through as our guardian for these transitions, life changes, and these new chapters that we are being called to embrace. Okay. Now, in the tarot cards, our overall energy for the week is the Strength card. This is already that Leo energy peeking through. We are still in Cancer season, but Leo energy is coming through, bringing this sense of facing our biggest fears, maybe receiving news that is very, it causes a sense of sadness, and it's almost like attached to suffering, but this is coming to tell us that we are stronger than we realize, and that we are able to face those fears and anything that has been keeping us stuck or in doubt, to be able to look at that and face it head on. Okay, this is the being able to face challenges and this sense of resilience and overcoming. Okay, so I feel like that's the biggest thing for this week. There is an overcoming of uncertain situations. We have the Moon card right under there. This is calling also for restraint, which it's practicing the pause and being able to manage our emotions and difficulty with grace. Okay. Now, the first card for this week is the Ace of Cups. This is the cup that overflows. This is new love opportunities showing up for some of you. Cupid is knocking at your door, but I feel as a collective, this is more about connecting to that source of love and pouring love into everything we do, giving love to ourselves, and being compassionate towards others as well. This is calling for peace in all situations, okay? And when the aces show up, it's almost like a blessing that, or a door that opens, and some sort of opportunity that shows up here. And it's very much for the taking, but we received the Two of Pentacles with it. Now, the Two of Pentacles is this guy, and he's juggling these two pentacles. He's too wrapped up on what's going on in the 3D world. And he could be a little bit distracted, feeling the ups and downs, feeling like he's doing too much, or he needs to put on some sort of show here and be somebody that he's not, to keep everything going. Okay, so I feel like this is showing us not to be distracted and to be more present, so that we don't miss out on a great opportunity that is opening up for us, be it in love or be it in in an emotional way, that there could be some sort of reconciliation, there could be forgiveness, there could be a good heart-to-heart conversation, but you have to see where the patterns are, okay? Because I feel like this guy has been in this loop for a while. So this is asking for introspection with the Two of Swords to get out of your head. And I know that's hard, especially now Uranus moving into Gemini, which is the sign that is ruled by Mercury. And, you know, our minds are going to get a little bit overactive, and that's why those practices of self-love and care are going to be so important, you know, because we don't want to allow our minds to get the best of us, or thoughts that are in the ego to get the best of us. Now, with this Two of Swords, this is calling for, there's sort of like a crossroads. So first, it's pros and cons. What are the things that we're being called to let go of so that we can be more present and not so distracted with just things that are not necessarily a priority? Because this is only keeping us in this loop, and we're being guided to weigh out the pros and cons and truly connect to our hearts, because there is some choice here to make. It's almost like we've come to a stalemate, and you can no longer turn a blind eye to it. Okay, there's something that you've been ignoring. You've been almost like being very private about it, but it's not looking good. Okay, this is affecting things in your life. It's affecting your finances. It's affecting your relationships with others. And you really need to look at where the love is in this, because it feels like the love is here, the forgiveness is there, but there's a lot of doubt and uncertainty that comes with it, and the choice is yours to be made, but it's not a logical one. So you got to weigh out what is important here. Okay, what is the priority, and make a choice, because guess what? From the Two of Swords, we went to the Three. This is causing sadness, and I don't want to say suffering, because I don't want to attach anybody to suffering, but it truly is hurting 2 or 3 people here, plus yourself. Okay, this is a card of the broken hearts. This is a card of being in third-party situations, being in some sort of, you know, chisme, gossip, not being truthful, not being honest, you know, lying to a good friend, being, you know, trying to weigh out if the situation is worth it. Well, I'm telling you right now, with this Three of Swords, whatever the situation is in your life, it needs to find its way to healing. We go from the 2 to the 3 to the 4 of Swords. Okay. This situation can create a separation. It can create a, you know, a rupturing of a friendship, or a partnership, an association, but obviously an important relationship here. It's being fractured. And with the Four of Swords, you're being called to meditate on this and find the solutions, and put it to rest. Okay. This is a card of healing, renewal, and also recovery. But like I said, it's up to you to make that choice Which path are you going to take? What is right for you? Okay. Are you being in integrity? Are you being somebody trustworthy? Okay. Are you doing things right? Put yourself in somebody else's position. Okay. Now, the last card for this week is the Four of Pentacles. And this is being guarded. We're clinging on to what we feel is safe. Okay. We went from the Two of Pentacles to the Four. So this is almost like not doing anything. It's like having the key to open this wonderful door of where in the other side there is that forgiveness, there is that reconciliation, but we are in a place where we are stubborn, we are protecting our hearts, we are holding on to what we feel is safe. And we could be taking advantage of somebody else's resources. Okay, we could be also clinging on to something that is not necessarily on a solid foundation, or it doesn't bring long-term, long-standing security. Okay, so really we got to see why we're being called to this release. Also, this sense of protection, and also this sense of purification through expression. Okay. There is a call here for true love, and true love in all ways. This is not necessarily only the love that we give a partner, a boyfriend, a husband, or your significant other. This is also the love that we give each other and the respect that we give each other as beings in this world. So there's definitely something here that is not no longer supportive. Okay. Now, I had picked some oracle cards as well in Spanish, and I picked some from the Moonology in Spanish, the Lunología oracle. And we get oleadas de liberación, and these are waves of liberation or waves of freedom. And it's very much about what do we need to free ourselves from to create space. What is it that has been holding us down, weighing us down? And this could be in all different areas of your life. I know that if I'm speaking to you right now, something is coming to mind, and you're probably right. And that's probably it. That which you have been already feeling and experiencing in your own life. This is calling for that purification. Just allowing yourself to bend and to really let go of what you've been holding on to emotionally. But not only that, this is about really cleaning your space, making space for new energy to come in, for new things to show up. Okay, because things are changing rapidly. Now we get the domestic moon, and this is abundance, la luna doméstica. So this is abundance to the home. This is when we let go and we make room what the possibilities are. We make room for this new abundance to come in. Now, I feel like a lot of this, like cleaning and cleansing the home, purifying your own body, doing detoxes, is going to be really great for this week with this full moon in Capricorn. And let's open up to the limitless possibilities, okay? Limitless abundance. The universe wants to support you. Okay. Now we get this card of remain in integrity. And I was saying this before. Are you being the person that you are showing to the world? Are your thoughts and actions and the way that you feel aligned? Are you being truthful? Are you being a good person? Are you thinking about others, or are you acting in a selfish way? This is the lunar brilliance or the shine of the moon. And this, I feel like it's very much like this Four of Pentacles, but in an emotional way. I feel like if you've been a part of a triangle, if you haven't been truthful to a friend, if there's something here karmic. I mean, the full moon is in Capricorn, which Capricorn responds to Saturn. And Saturn is soon to be going retrograde in the sign of Aries. It's in the sign of Aries. The sign of Aries has to do with the self, with identity. So how are you identifying yourself? What are the things that you're doing for yourself to take responsibility and accountability for your actions? Because what happens in these full moons, especially in this one that responds to Saturn, is that Saturn is the planet of karma. So it wants you to take responsibility. It will show you about cause and effect. It will show you that it doesn't matter in which area of your life you have not been truthful, not been in integrity. Where is it that you need to take accountability? Because it will show up. It will show up, and it will, show you the bill for it. Now, the last card here is Under the Light of the Moon. This card, I feel, signifies a lot about the emotions that we go through in every cycle of the moon. And if you want to learn more about the moon, I recently posted about 4 of the most important phases of the moon. There's 8 of them, but how to work with that magic and that energy, and how to understand your feelings better. So I feel like this is calling for you to accept the unknown, to embrace what hasn't even happened yet. Okay. It's almost like, there's this long walkway towards dark, but then there's light here that shows you that even if you're walking to the darkness, there's always going to be that light that is going to show you better things, and why you couldn't have stayed in the same place, or why things couldn't go the way that they were going. It was not going to work out. It was not going to support you. It was not going to take you to where you're meant to be. So this is embracing the uncertainty. Okay, and how do we do that? You say, Patricia, how do I do that? It's so hard. I can't navigate change, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But they say that changes are the one true thing that we know 100% is going to take place. And if we don't change, we don't grow, we don't evolve. So this is really, guiding you to embrace the uncertainty, embrace what you don't know. Try not to make up scenarios in your mind and be of blind faith. Know that the universe is supporting you and that the universe has your back every single step of the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that it serves you, and I'm going to be posting it really soon, so you can go up and down. You can fast forward it. You can make me talk like a little elf going, in the fast forward there. But overall, just know that I am here for you guys. If you want to find out more, I do the natal charts. It will be a great moment to see how all these transits that are big planetary shifts are influencing your life. And if you want a personal reading, I am also open for booking. So go ahead through the links in my bio. You can write to me directly. I love you guys. I send you fearless light and love, infinite love. Take good care, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.